So we've connected to the remote VM. The next thing is this VM needs access to this share where we're going to be hosting all the files, or it needs basically the whole repo. So go to the main, clone, and we're going to need to clone this one. Okay. I will be moving this for the credentials. Okay, ls -la. We have it is definitely here. So if you go one back and tree, tree is not installed. Okay, let's quickly do that. Okay, great. In order to keep your username and password, you've got global configs and you've got the that you can set. And what I'm going to set is the credential helper, which comes with Git. Okay, so let's test. Git add dot git commit space -m adding data. Okay, please tell me who you are. Okay. Now we should see something interesting. In the other one, which one is which here? Oh, there. Full. push. Okay. Now I should be able to pull on this side. Sync changes. There's that change. And there's this change as well. Okay. Now we can move this one down again because we're mainly going to be working initially on the remote session. Okay, we don't need this anymore. Okay, so just to give a bit of a scenario on what we're going to look at, we're going to build a environment in GNS. So currently I have my PC with a virtual NIC that's going to go into, let's call this the entire GNS. So this is GNS3. And then I've got, let's call it, there's a virtual switch that connects through my PC into this environment. On top of this, I've also got another environment called VMware. And this is where our Ubuntu server is going to sit. A structure that can be followed across Ansible. There's multiple versions of this. Let's just do a quick thing to give people an example of what can be done, or the approach to follow. It's more the approach to follow. So the one approach is you've got a function and you create a playbook for that. And then that function is very small, like setting hostname. Inside of your playbook, you're going to use lots of variables, right? And then you can, in this way, you can speak to multiple hosts. That is functional based, where you're breaking your playbooks up into such a small part that through your variable file and your host file, you can basically configure all your hosts' host name at the same time. That's one. That's the horizontal method. Then you get the top-down method where you create one playbook, right? So it's playbook. And it's going to be top-down, where inside of your playbook, you're going to have multiple sections of functions or areas or tasks, grouped tasks. And inside of one of them, you'll have task one, which is your host name, and so forth. Can be set like IP address, those kind of things. So we're going to take this top-down approach because generally the people that will probably be looking at this video is network engineers that want to get into Ansible playbooks and they haven't done it before. They are more familiar with traditional networks, and this version, the top-down version, is a lot easier to follow than this version. This version gets complex very quickly. We'll touch on some of this, but the part that we're going to be doing is device 1 has got its own playbook, device 2 has got its own playbook, device 3 has got its own playbook. In that way, we can specify exactly what goes on. The common structure we'll do in terms of what's going to go inside GNS, that we'll do on another video. Okay, so now that we know what we want to achieve, we've got the Azure up and running. We've got this running in terms of this is connected to the repo, this is connected to the remote session. We also have a local machine that's connected to the repo, and this is going to be our remote engineer, and this is going to be the execution box. The next thing we would need is we would need to install Ansible on Ubuntu.